can come for those ones. No, I don't know.
This goes to everyone, especially Mr. Veroa. Veroa has often showed interest in trying to be Bebe Cool's in-law. But my brother, according to the video that he just posted a few minutes ago onto his page, you might need to go to the gym before you actually attempt to make your own moves towards this guy's daughter, because Bebe Cool is not someone who eats his chicks. Bebe Cool. So in the video, he's seen gesturing to his daughter that anyone that tries to cross paths with you, I'll come for them. Yes? Yeah, he's joking now, eh? Msaja. You know men when it comes to daughters, many times they don't really play around. But also, I've heard that men that are overly protective over their daughters, they are protecting them from things they used to do to other people's daughters. So they know better, so they're extremely protective. They want to protect their daughters from players because they were players, from heartbreaks because they broke people's hearts, things like that. So it's written, it's all over the place. We know why Bebe Cool is protecting his daughter, but I didn't say the guy was a player. So what is really making news in other parts of Uganda is basically Diamond Platnumz visit to Uganda during that coffee event that took place in the western part of Uganda, which I really didn't find necessary for the much money that was spent on it to be spent on it. Of course, Diamond Platnumz graced the event and was given the star treatment that he deserves as the star he is, because he definitely has worked for it and earned it. But he stirred a lot of waters. Eddy Kenzo came out to express his dissatisfaction towards the same thing. He said, somewhat Babazala why. The way they treated Diamond Platnumz was extremely up there, and then they sort of like treated them like a by the way, yet they are actually the big artists in Uganda. So the person I was expecting to jump onto that kind of agenda would be Bebe Cool, because Bebe Cool will always speak up. But when Bebe Cool kept quiet, I realized maybe the problem was was on Kenzo himself. It doesn't go back to organizers most of the time. It goes back to how are you bargaining and how much value have you put yourself and how much value are you giving out in regards to value for money. He said he was there for over a week, and you know how much it actually costs you to have Bebe Cool that side for over a week with a couple of journalists who he was paying 300,000 every day for 7 days. That was quite a lot of money, so you can actually imagine how much Bebe Cool was paid. So Ndoza Kenzo, he did not mention the amount of money he needed, because there is what they call riders when these celebrities come to events. Riders is a list of things that you ask as an artist of the promoters or the event organizers. Diamond Platnumz, oftentimes, for you to bring him, you have to have a private jet. You have to have over $100,000 around about there, and other things. Book hotels for his dancers, and also certain class of hotel that you have to book for him. Not any kind of hotel. Perhaps maybe our artists have not understood. They have tebanaba kutegeera ekintu kya either branding or understanding how much value they carry. So Diamond Platnumz, I believe, was not wrong. He can't be faulted for asking for what he deserves, because definitely has done the groundwork. Diamond Platnumz is an A-list artist, honestly speaking, for East Africa, because he's done it all. He has worked with the top Nigerian artists. He has worked with Burna Boy, Davido, name it, like literally everyone in Nigeria, and also artists in Europe, artists in all over the world actually love to work with him, because, for example, the Koma Sava remix is actually Justin Derulo that reached out to him and asked to be featured on the remix. So that's already huge. The guy has been nominated for BET, except for Grammys. Has he been nominated for Grammys? I'm not so sure. So definitely he has paid the dues to deserve whatever he's asked for. You understand? And so has Kenzo. Kenzo has also done quite a lot. He has played stadiums, he has won the BET award, but sometimes it's not a must that when we get to certain levels of life, it's not a must that we automatically understand our value. Maybe that's what is happening with Kenzo. So maybe he did not bargain well. Because clearly with Kenzo is a good performer. He will definitely guarantee value for money. Sometimes actually, it's not that everyone who asks for a lot of money actually offers value for money. It's just that maybe they've understood a thing or two about branding and they have stuck to it. And then when they stuck to it, they worked hard to portray that kind of brand. And probably that's what Bebe Cool has done, because he has the music, and then now he rebranded into the person he is right now. You rarely see him outside. By the time he steps out, you might have forked out quite some good amount of money. The coffee event actually sparked a lot of debate on social media, and one of the people that had something to say was Sheilah Gashumba. From Sheilah Gashumba's perspective, Eddy Kenzo's complaints were actually not called for, because she seemed to insinuate that Eddy Kenzo has not done as teyekozeeko mulimu okudeserving a certain levels of treatment, which in my opinion is not the issue, is not the case. You understand? Because Kenzo has done quite a lot. Maybe he has not understood a thing or two about branding, but the rest he has done quite a lot. So she said, looks like we will never get a Diamond Platnumz collaboration with a Ugandan artist. But all goes back to branding. I love Ugandan artists, but none of them can put up a show like Diamond. That's wrong, Sheila. From performances, style, etc., sometimes we have to accept some people are better than us, and instead of fighting them, let's learn from them. Could it be branding? I don't think it's about branding, in my opinion. I think it's more about understanding value, how much value you hold as a person or as an artist. I don't think you have to be branded a certain way for you to portray how much value you carry. Although I also believe that the way you put yourself out there plays a big part in how people perceive you. I believe branding is part of value addition, but it's not entirely a major aspect when it comes to creation of value. That's my opinion. But of course, she's right. Not many of our artists understand branding. I think that is a masterclass that I myself also deserve to be sat in and be taught, because not many of us understand branding. But of course, while she shared this in her own right, there's someone that felt like Sheila was just wasting time and should have actually reserved her comments and not said anything. Judith Heard. Lately, Judith Heard is not a joking subject on social media. She has bold statements to make without fear or favor. So she took to her ex and responded. She said, some people really need to know when to stay quiet. This isn't a branding seminar. We are talking about taxpayers' money used to fund luxury treatment of one artist while local talent is undervalued and underpaid. This isn't envy. It's about accountability and respect for Ugandans. You don't call that branding. You call that misplaced priorities. I agree. But then, Judith Heard seems to be taking a jab at Diamond Platnumz, which I think is it's not Diamond's fault to ask for the money that he wanted. So in this case, we should actually be faulting this group of people that decided that, okay, since we're having a coffee event, let's bring Diamond Platnumz, an artist. First of all, by bringing Diamond Platnumz as an artist alone, it's already a sign of misplaced priorities. Because then you'd ask yourself, what impact does bringing Diamond going to add on to the quality of coffee? That's one. The visibility of coffee, that's two. Better policies that are going to favor a coffee farmer, a coffee exporter, a coffee investor. How is Diamond contributing to that? That's a big question that is lingering, especially in my mind. You understand? And then the money that was spent, was it really necessary to spend that amount of money? And then what's the return on investment? What's the return on investment? Guy said Diamond Platinum. What was the return on investment, honestly speaking? Actually, the people that should be questioned to a larger extent are these people on the coffee board. What informed your decisions when it came to this? Because it really comes off as misplaced priorities. Didn't you have anything to spend money on that you thought bring Diamond Platinum would be an important thing? Because if I were to organize that event, this is what I would have done. One, I would have brought farmers, coffee farmers. Two, exporters, importers of coffee, big stakeholders, international market players like China, for example, to come and grace this event and see how far we've come with coffee development and coffee value addition, so that we build trust in these people to trust us enough to further consume our product. I think it would have been an expo, actually, like a 3 or 4 days expo, whereby people are going to go there as they deem fit for 3 days. Value addition is going to be there. People exchange of information, social networks, because man, I don't really understand whoever came up with the idea of bringing Diamond Platinum. I certainly I understand why Judith Heard is up in arms, because clearly, for a country like Uganda, where people are actually dying, sometimes people are dying not because they have to die, but because the systems have just failed people and they have no option, so they just have to die. There's no medicine, poor facilities in hospitals. We have bad roads. People are sick because the roads are bad. Dust is too much. Government projects are being done haphazardly, simply, and people are just like as if they're doing us a favor, man. So I understand where Judith Heard is coming from, but I don't want to say that Sheilah Gashumba is also wrong. I want to think that everyone, Buriomu and see Ajidabalurwe. So I don't really think this kind of tweet would have been directed to Sheilah Gashumba. Sheilah Gashumba shouldn't have. She should just have her opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but sometimes when people get fed up of the rubbish that is happening in the nation, we have a lot of anger that is boiling within us, just waiting to erupt. And perhaps Judith had reached a tipping point. So she said that while farmers are struggling to survive, some people have the audacity to turn a national concern into celebrity debate. You see, Sheilah Gashumba is into the circles of entertainment, so it's only right. Judith Heard at one point you were like Sheila, because you used to be a party animal as well. So it's only right that if you're also actually, I'm actually sure that if you were a Sheila at this point in time, you'd have also reasoned the same way. I'm glad that you've actually moved from a point where Sheila is to where you are right now. And now you understand things better. You feel for the people, and you understand what is wrong and what needs to be done. Kudos to you, actually. Ever since Judith Heard became born again, she has a very sharp mind. But sometimes I think we need to hit rock bottom for us to realize that we need to belong to a certain part of life. But yeah, really, there's need to fix the system, like Judy said. She said, let's fix the system, not distract from it. I bet you won't understand this, but I forgive you, celeb. Obusungu bwabadde bungi bwavuyiridde ddala ku ggumba. Auntie Judith Heard is not happy with Sheilah Gashumba. But that said, as we close, guys, whoever organized that coffee event and whatever, you really need to go back to your house, go back to wherever you are, and slap yourself. But also kneel down and ask God for forgiveness, because you've wronged Ugandans to the highest level of wronging. How dare you, man? Where do you guys get the audacity to misuse taxpayers' money? Obuvumo mu buggya abantu mmwe. What is the return on investment after Diamond came here? Okay, on our end, the math is not mathing. Please make it make sense. We might be speaking out of ignorance, and if we are, please forgive us. Man, guys, that's all I had on the boat updates. See you again.